And now for something a little bit different. Hey guys, welcome to Girls, Girls, Girls! But despite the title, I can assure you, they are not girls. I haven't read a Bishoujo in a long time. Okay, let's see what we got. It's on Kickstarter right now. It's very close to its goal. And the free demo, as you can see, is available. Enter my last name. I think I'm going to go with my alias for this. Ironically, my last name being Player. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, oh, okay. Fellow. Let's see how this works. Oh, nice. Oh, is this the Akihabara district? Is it a fantasy land? I don't know. Let's find out. I take in a deep breath as I step out into the subway and onto the sidewalk. High above, the sun greets me with a warm welcome. I can already tell that today will be my turning point. Farewell. Months of ruthless job searching, fruitless interviews and daily cold calls to every employment office in the country. The streets of Akihabara, filled with bright colours and neon sights, are a sight to behold. It certainly is, and this is no exaggeration, it does look quite like this. It isn't to mention the huge billboard-style advertisements for manga and anime hung on all the tall buildings. This is the otaku capital of Japan after all. Of course, Akihabara is also the technology capital of Japan, but nowadays that isn't exactly at the forefront of its tourism advertising. Oh, how the times have changed. Although it's somewhat intimidating to experience the first time, from now on this place will be my home. You live in the Akihabara district, you lucky bastard. Assuming my belongings safely arrive in my new apartment anyway, but what's the chance that something actually gets lost? As I continue along, I pass rows of gigantic anime goods stores, custom-tailored cosplay shops, and hip high fashion boutiques. They certainly aren't the kind of things you'd expect to find on some random street in Nagano or Nara, for example. Several minutes later, I come upon a block of restaurants and cafes that extends as far as the eye can see. It seems just a little bad for business, but it clearly works for the area. So I brushed my apprehension aside and opened my mind. Nice. Finally, I find my destination, a small cafe with beautiful decor covering its exterior. Above the entrance, a cute pink plaque reads, "Girls, Girls, Girls!" with a little asterisk in the corner, Cafe. Despite spending years studying management in university, this was the single place of employment in Japan that would hire me after graduation. Am I going to have to put on a maid outfit? This is what I was hoping to do after graduation? In that sense, I can't possibly be more thankful for its existence. It's only an added bonus that it serves my favourite kind of snacks. As I move towards the door, a beautiful girl wearing a freely made costume steps in front of me, extending a print advertising in a direction of her gracefully thin wrists. I don't think there's going to be any voices. I think that's for the full version, so I'm going to have to speak for all of this. When our eyes meet, I instinctively scan her features. Her large, round, violet eyes are decorated by long eyelashes that perfectly frame them, and her small, peach-coloured lips pop out wonderfully against her porcelain skin. Without a doubt, she's gorgeous! Perhaps even the most attractive woman I've ever seen with my own two eyes, you poor suffering soul. Hello, Gosuji-sama. I'm going to interest you in checking out our little cafe. We will be sure to sate your appetite. Oh, sate your appetite, excuse me. Choices already. Okay. I was just going there actually. Only if you'll be serving me. That depends. Will you clean my house afterward? Wow, chauvinistic. I'll be truthful and nice, because I'm such a nice guy. Oh, it animates as well. Cool. Oh my, is that so? The girl's cheeks become bright red against her pale skin. Further highlighting her beauty, she quickly retracts the flyer, placing it back on top of her stack. How embarrassing. I certainly didn't mean to get in your way, master. I hope you will accept my sincere apology. There's no need for that. If anything, I'm happy to see that the employees here are working so hard. I must be a manager. Oh, again. Greet her casually or greet her politely. Excuse me, I happen to know that we treat everyone as our superior in Japan. Politely, of course. My name is Player Fellow. Ah, damn! Well, I suppose it would be, wouldn't it? Oh dear. For today forward, I'll be the manager at the Girls Cafe. Yes! I look forward to working together. Oh my, I had no idea. I did hear about there being a new manager, but I wasn't told that you were arriving today. I have to know them for them to use my first name, you see. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Player San. That never even occurred to me. Kind of fits, doesn't it? My name is Kaduki Sena. Please, don't be afraid to come to me if you have any questions. Thank you, Kaduki-san. I'll let you know. My, there's no need to be so formal. Please, just call me Sena. Sena-kun, it is. Then call me Fellow-san. Now then, why don't I show you inside? Tier 2 lockdown. That's okay. Need to pass out flyers. I will be fine. It's almost time for my break. Anyway, don't worry. I'm not trying to shirk my duties or anything sneaky like that. Alright, I'll take your word for it, Sena-kun. Kaduki-sana, although I don't know much about her yet, I can tell that she's a force of nature. She has the kind of unparalleled beauty that turns the heads of men and women alike. And every word she speaks seems almost perfectly calculated. I don't think I know. I think this, you would have thought for a manager I would know. If not, you're open until 10 PM. If nothing else, the job is certainly a perfect fit for her. Allow me to lead the way. With a wink, Sena hops ahead of me and opens the door with a slight playful bow. Thank you. I think I'm going to have to swap Player Fellow around if it's going to stay like that forever. As I enter the cafe, a rush of warm air brushes against me, and the light, delightful scent of fruits fill my nose. God, I love Japanese cheesecake. You know, I was just thinking I should make one yesterday. From a sensory standpoint, the cafe is already several steps above the rest. And here's the rest of the gang. Almost immediately, 3 heads turn towards me from the spectacle areas of each cafe of the cafe, each beautiful in her own way. Who do we begin with? The only one who approaches me, however, is the short girl with a tomboyish shock of blonde hair. The other 2 remain where they are, continuing to serve guests. Hi! How can I help you today, master? Before I can reply, Sena steps in front of me with a surprised half smile. Her long, dark hair fluttered past, contrasting her co-worker's appearance. Oh, Ayase-san. This isn't a customer. No. This is our new manager. The girl named Ayase-san tilts her head to the side ever so slightly and observes me for a good few seconds. Finally, a realization rises behind her eyes. I kind of remember hearing something about that. What happened to the last guy again? Something about not wanting to give a certain impression. Too bad, it was kind of funny. I sort of liked I'm. I sort of liked him. Okay, liked him. Ayase-san, I never realized you felt that way. I'm so sorry. No skin off my teeth. Just thought it was hilarious to watch him squirm for a little teasing, you know? Oh dear, isn't that a little, let them continue. Maybe we should move on. Squirming. Did you put bugs in his pants? Let's move on, shall we? I clear my throat, drawing both the girl's eyes. Maybe it's time for us to move on. I'd like to speak with the rest of the employees here and introduce myself. It's important that we all get off on the right foot. Oh my, I'm so sorry, Player-san. I never intended to derail things further. No need to apologize, Sena-kun. Let's just try to get things back on track. I give Sena a nod and then turn to Ayase, who is wearing a mildly painted expression. I can't help but feel bad seeing her like this. Ah, I'm so sorry too. Didn't mean to be a pain in your side. They're certainly advertising in this place, aren't they? No, at all. I'm glad to hear that you liked your previous manager. Just maybe we can talk about that another time. For now, I want to interrupt your... You want to interrupt your workday as little as possible, and that means getting down to business as quickly as possible, you see. Right, I see your point. I don't mind the British accent. The short-haired girl clutches her hands in front of her skirt. She averts her gaze from mine, a light blush covering her cheeks. Still, I am sorry. I don't want to make a bad impression right out of the gate. Please, don't be. You aren't making a bad impression, I promise. Thank goodness! Alright, perhaps we should continue. The floor is a tad busy today, a tad. So why don't the two of you head to the office while I speak with the others? I am sure it will cause less confusion this way. I have no objections. Perhaps I do know, but I'm keeping it, like pretending it doesn't happen. Since there aren't any real alternatives, I nod to Senna. With that, she begins to walk off, but then abruptly turns around. Do you know where the office is? It's fine. I can show him where it is. Ah, good idea, thank you. Say your H's. Say your H's. Don't mention it. As Senna heads onward the floor, as her motions for me to follow her down a little hallway near the kitchen. At the end of the hall, there is a door with a plaque that reads, Manager's Office above it. Agnes moves aside to allow me to stand in front of it, and I reach it into my pocket and grab the key. A short moment later, the door is unlocked, and we step inside together. Wow, what a tiny office! It's barely I'm not going to turn that into a VR setup anytime soon. Okay, as a rush of dust hits my nostrils, I flick the light switch on. All in all, it's a nice office. A bit cramped, I'll say, but it leaves nothing for want. There's even space to keep one's personal belongings stashed away. I'm amazed that any plants can survive in here. Isa steps ahead of me and nudges herself into the corner, by the side of the main desk, making herself comfortable by leaning against the wall. I follow suit and take a seat at my desk, brushing the top layer of dust off the surface as I do. So, you into this kind of thing? I have no idea what you're talking about. What kind of thing? You don't know what kind of cafe this is, do you? If you don't, well, this is going to be interesting. I'll say. I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry. Well, we should probably wait for the others. They'll be able to explain it better or something. Whatever. Whatever you think is best, Isa-kun. Why am I addressing everyone as kun? Yeah, this will be fun. The door clicks open. Senna walks in first, followed by two unfamiliar women. One with nape-length silver hair and piercing blue eyes. The other just a few inches shorter than the first, with lengthy lilac locks and twinkling eyes of a similar shade. How many of them are there? The silver-haired girl undeniably gives off a commanding presence. Despite her casual demeanour, I can't take my eyes off of her. Zoom. It's no surprise when she stands directly in front of my desk, her gaze meeting mine. Commanding girl? Hello. Sorry that I wasn't able to greet you before, but I was a little preoccupied. I'm sure you'll get it. I like the fact that there's a lot of dialogue available. Okay, laugh it off or smile and nod. Smile and nod, keep it nice. I nod, eliciting a smile from the woman as she places her hands on her hips. I'm Nanase Nagisa. Nice to meet you, Mr. Manager. I can't wait to see what wonderful work you do for us, and I'm sure it will be wonderful. Oh my. Don't put too much pressure on our brand new manager, Nanase-kun. We don't want to scare him away before he has gotten to do a single task. I should point out that the word kun is used for a boy anyway, so you would have thought I would know what's going on because they're addressing themselves as kun. Yeah. Exactly. It's hard, though, to find people willing to take a job at a place like this, you know. The girl standing in the far corner steps forward with an indescribable expression, holding one hand with French manicured nails with the other across her chest. Although all of these women are well dressed, the small details that display an innate affection for aesthetics is the one appreciation truly make her stand out. Oh gosh, Gordon, come on. Don't make it sound like an awful work or whatever. This is a great job. You should be happy to work with beauties like us, don't you think? Your name is Fashionista? Nice name. At least if I were an unruly looking man like him, I'd be pretty darn grateful. The girl's expression gradually turns to one of shock, as I feel my features twist into a grimace. Around the room there's an awkward peal of laughter. Oops. Totally didn't mean it as an insult. I swear, I just meant. Before she can continue, Vanessa takes a half step closer to her and places a hand on her shoulder. Now, Kaide. Oh, hang on. You're calling her Chan. Maybe she's the only woman here? It certainly is an eye to the beholder. Well, until they are forced to acknowledge what's under... until they are forced to acknowledge what's under our skirts, anyway. The mood easily settles down, everyone's shoulders resting in their usual position. I can't help but be thankful for Vanessa. Or at least, I am until she turns to me with a devilish grin and induces a full body shiver. I suppose there's not much point in me asking, since you've already been taken on by the higher-ups, but what do you think about Otokonoko like us, Mr. Manager? Are we cute enough for you, or... Aha. So cute that I'd like to try one of your outfits, heck yes, and I left that option last. Okay, you know what, just for those who do not know, what is Otokonoko? Vanessa's expression instantly twists with confusion, her arms crossing over her chest. I really hope you aren't serious, Mr. Manager, are you? Yes? The room fills with the sound of collective groans, and the atmosphere becomes strangely heavy. Look at the shock on their faces. What exactly is Otokonoko? Cross-dressers! We're guys in dresses, cute stockings and frilly panties. Frilly panties? Speak for yourself. But they're part of the uniform, aren't they? You aren't breaking the dress code, are you, Chan? Here. After giving her head a small shake, Senna nudges Nanase on the side and steps forward. The clients we serve here are men and women who enjoy the company of people like us. Whether their desire is simply to have a laugh, for companionship, or perhaps something more carnal. Oh, don't word it like that. You're totally making us sound like hookers. Certainly was not my intention. I only meant that they may enjoy looking at us and fantasizing. Then your big girl's words to say that. Shh. I don't want my reputation going down the drain because of a dumb misunderstanding. My apologies. Let's not argue amongst ourselves, alright? We have enough to deal with as it is. Agreed. The girls each turn to me with expectant, almost pleading gazes. This isn't going to be a problem, is it? Never. I'm a professional. It's the opposite of a problem. I am a professional. I never joke. I shake my head. This is my job, and I have to be a professional. Great. Right, since that's settled, why don't we start by hearing your introduction, Mr. Manager, and then maybe you can tell us something about yourself. Then again, it seems like we're getting nice and cozy with Senna-chan already. Nanase-kun, please! It's not like that at all. Oh, it isn't. My bad. Ha! Sorry about them, mister. Why don't you continue? Right. Give a friendly introduction or polite? Well, since we're all really friendly now, let's give a friendly introduction. I'm Player Fellow, if you switch that round, please. Although I'll be your new manager, I hope all of you can eventually consider me a friend. Someone you can talk to when you're having a problem. Let's get along. As for something about myself, well, I only moved to the Akihabara today, so I hope you'll share the names of your favourite restaurants and shops with me. Just today, huh? Pretty impressive. Moving all the way here to work at a cafe like this. You're a bit of a wild card. The woman standing next to me, and as she moves closer to the front of my desk, brushing her long hair on the face as she does so. Great to meet you, player-san. Thank you. I'm... Oh, I only pronounced your name once. Hayasaka Kaide. Let's enjoy our time here together, okay? Uh-huh. Let's all work together for the sake of the cafe. Who owns it? Now then, we should probably get back on the floor, don't you think? Right. It'd be awful if all of our customers left while we were chatting up in here. I'm sure Mr. Manager agrees. Yes, I suppose you are right. Great, time to get back to work. Ladies. Oh, a lot of words. What should I do, boss? What about me? Is there anything I can help with? Remain quiet. Yeah, let's be playful. What do I do, boss? Well, you don't exactly hold a candle to us. What's that supposed to mean? I'll have you know I can turn on anyone I choose. But if you want to be a cute girl too, I can't blame you. Maybe someday you'll even be half as cute as me. How dare you? The other lady, I can pull it off. The little ladies giggle and nod, each of them staring at me. My little joke has been taken care of. Has been taken far more seriously than I expected, for better or worse. Yes, I was joking. Well, I can only hope so. Don't give up. Is that my task for the day? Haha. You're a real joker, aren't you? You know, I think I like you, Mr. Manager. A man who can make me laugh is as good as any. I say, why don't I show you the ropes? Nanasa's gaze meets mine, practically piercing through to the back of my skull as her tiny, delicate lips quirk in a smirk. Somehow, I feel like this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But... Oh, I get to choose. Oh, I guess you would if you were following a certain story. I'm guessing that there are 5 in total because the description said 6 endings. Usually there's a bad ending, so I'm going to guess 5 good endings, 1 bad ending. Unless I missed something in a description. I'm going to shadow Hayasaka. That feels a little out of left field, but I'm game. I guarantee, I was about to say quarantine then. This lockdown. I guarantee you won't see anything interesting though. You are looking for excitement. You should go with Aya-san. You telling me who to go with now? Heh. Didn't I tell you to stop calling me that already? It's real annoying. She's not my type, I gotta say. You know, I'm not a baby. And you ain't either. You seriously care about the most pointless of things. I didn't ask what you thought. I asked you to stop. Ayasaka sighs and shrugs, crossing her arms over her chest. Her demeanour makes it clear that she won't be giving a clear answer to the request anytime soon. Now, there is no need to argue. For the time being, let's focus on getting through the workday. Fine. I got better things to do anyway. We're finally getting out of here. Wonderful, wonderful. With that, the 5 of us shuffle towards the door, with me at the very rear. Everyone is eager to get a breath of fresh air at this point. I think once the game has been fully funded and released, there will be voices. Once we're on the floor, everyone splits up. There's a volume control for voices you see in the menu, but it wasn't on. Aya moves to the far right side of the cafe proper. Vanessa heads behind the customer service counter, and Kaduki heads back outside with her stack of flyers. I follow Hayasaka to the left side of the cafe floor, where a surprising number of customers are seated. Given the time of day and the fact that the place has barely been open longer than an hour. They've been queuing, you see. Try not to tail right behind me, or anything like that. Don't want to intimidate anyone by accident, right? We want our customers to come back. I wonder how much this job pays. I'll be careful. Actually, why don't you take a seat at the table over there? Shouldn't get much busier than this, and it'll keep you from standing in anyone's way. Oh, just shuffle me to the corner, why don't you? Admittedly, I'm impressed by Hayasaka's quick thinking. It's difficult to grasp one's personality traits when you have barely spoken to them, but I already get a sense that she works well under pressure. Good idea! Thanks, Hayasaka-kun. Of course. As I take a seat at the table in the corner, Hayasaka makes her rounds. She ensures the customer whose orders have been taken yet are served and then check up on those still dining. Despite running back and forth between tables, moving from corner to corner, not once does she break a sweat or show any sign of vulnerability. Then again, if this is what she does day in and day out, it's no wonder. It must be quite the workout. And that's not even considering the emotional labor it inevitably takes to wear a smile and fulfill each and every... I think the words got cut off there. Of course, that goes for each of the girls, and soothe myself as well. Thus, I make sure to commit every potential useful customer service technique I witness to memory. Hey, wake up! All of a sudden, Hayasaka is standing in front of me, her nose mere inches away from mine. The woman can make it like a phantom. I reflexively jump on my seat. Ha! Oops. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have laughed at that. Especially not to a manager. That was really disrespectful. Don't worry about it, you woke me up, you did me a favor. Just don't do it again. Forget about it. Can you afford to be so casual about things like this? If you're too easygoing, we're all going to take advantage of you, you know. Is it hot in here? Whew. It'd be a big problem if Nakichi sets her sights on you too. She isn't the kind to let a weak spot pass her by unexploited. You may have a point with that first thing, but it's not good to put down your co-workers to your superior. If you have a personal problem with Nanase-kun, you should work to resolve it with her. Ha! The sad part is you aren't wrong, but it's not like... Never mind. Sorry for bringing it up. It's starting to, kill my mood. I'm going to get back to work before I scare anyone away with my gloom. Perhaps that's for the best. Keep up the good work, Hayasaka. Thank you. Hayasaka eagerly returns to her customers, her body language instantly becoming uppity once more. Before long, it's time for both of us to take a lunch break. So I head to my office and make myself comfortable. Lunch! I fall against the chair in the newly appointed office, heaving a sigh all the day's exhaustion, suddenly crushing my shoulders like a tidal wave. Not sure how long the demo is going to be, but I'll probably won't be able to complete the whole lot within an acceptable time. Somehow, my muscles have become even more sore. As it turns out, learning on the job is quite stressful. Of course, it doesn't help that I've never been the type who's perfectly sociable. Getting to know 4 people in a single day is surely a feat. Before I can fully relax, however, the door creaks open a sliver. A pair of gem-like eyes meet mine. The nurse's head slips through the doorway as she gives me a smirk that sends a chill down my spine. I hope you won't be slacking off on us too much, Mr. Manager. Since this is your first day, I'll be lenient. Just don't forget that this cafe is a treasured haven. I think I was only on the shop floor for about 5 minutes. I'm already exhausted. Very British. If you do something to ruin the atmosphere, well, I'm censoring that. In the gap between censors, the slender woman slips into the room, resting her back against the door. In a single swift movement, she grabs the hem of her apron and lifts it just above her waist. No matter how hard I try, I can't peel my eyes away from the hypnotizing pitch blackness of the undergarments. Rather, the distinct distortion in the fabric that comes clear any doubts I had about what may or may not be under Nahase's skirt. I won't be afraid to punish you a little. Got it? Whew! With that, she drops her apron and once again steps to the hallway, leaving only part of her visage visible to me. You hear about people putting up metaphorical walls between themselves and others? Well, she's showing it quite literally, and proudly nonetheless. All I could do is gulp and respond with a small nod of my head. This way, this woman is holding her gaze absolutely mesmerizing. I feel as if every molecule in my being is at her command at this moment. Then, as if everything's fine, Vanessa giggles and closes the door behind her. It's almost as if she was never here to begin with. Whew! What in the world have I gotten myself into? Couldn't have put those words any better myself. Player Fellow. Newly employed at the Girls Cafe as a replacement manager. After months of searching for a job, the stars have aligned, and I find my life moving in the right direction. I don't know how smooth the road ahead will be, but I can't wait to travel with my new co-workers. Thank you for playing the Girls demo. We hope you had a great time getting to know each other of the girls. Don't forget there are more options to explore if you haven't explored them yet. There certainly are. From the looks of it, there's quite a few. Only with your help can we see the development to the end, and of course, make it the best experience possible. You can help the cafe stay open by backing the game on Kickstarter and following us on Steam and adding the game to your wishlist. And also, of course, a follow on social media. Click the full game button and that will take you directly to the Kickstarter. I already did. Thanks again. See you on Kickstarter. I don't think they're going to have a problem funding this game because it's already more than 2/3 of the way. This will probably be released fully probably next month from the looks of things. Thank you everyone for joining me for Girls. That was definitely a different experience, and I'll add that definitely to the RPG section of the playlists. Well, try it yourself. The link is below, and I'll see you soon. Keep playing.